A retired organised crime figure.
I was pretty fucking brutal. But they used to bring in pedophiles and they were getting money out of it. Stabbed him with a fucking barbecue fork.
They propose they want to kill a cop.
Yeah, and I just said, what the fuck would you do that for?
You suffered institutional abuse, but you also were exposed to a lot of domestic violence.
Oh, horrible violence. I bomb these fucking places. I fucking burn them out.
You got this bloke, a gun,
Yeah.
down there.
I said, you fucking dog. You fucking what happened?
Basically, both lived because you didn't want to shoot someone in front of a girl.
Yeah, 100%.
If you had to pick the two, which one turned you more into a demon? Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Graham Abbo Henry, a retired organised crime figure and now a podcast guest who's become a favourite of the podcast. I'm not going to give Graham another introduction. However, I am going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Graham is back today, not only because he has too many stories for us to capture in the first podcast, but because you guys, by popular demand, wanted more. We listened to your comments, we took notes, we've taken down all the questions that you guys wanted to hear. So now what we have is an intimate sit down with a couple of beers with me, Liam Christopher, and our good friend Graham Henry. We're here to chop it up today. He's come a long way to be here. He's got a lot of stories, got a lot of beers to get through. Graham, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, mate.
How's my
No
intro?
worries.
How's my intro going?
Yeah, go. Brilliant.
It's getting better.
Fucking genius.
So the comments last time, basically, they loved your stories.
Yeah.
They're just like, old mate asking the questions has to shut the fuck up.
Some bloke said, oh, he fucking talked over the top of you.
That's what I said. Now, I feel like
Well,
I got
that's
this.
all right.
I feel like I got this down to a
Okay,
science.
good.
So, what we're going to start with is two things. Number one, I've read the book and I've
Yep.
pulled some stories out of the book, so we're going to go through some of those today.
Yep.
Because I think that will give the audience a good insight into the story of your life as written by you.
Yep.
So we're going to go through some of those, but also we're going to touch on the fact that some big things are in the works. We've had the Daily Mail article come out about the series that's been greenlit, The Last Man Standing.
That's right.
Now, what a lot of people don't know is that the first episode of that series is currently in production.
That's right.
So
it's starting to be written right now.
Beautiful. So to kick us off, why don't you start by telling us where is that first episode going to begin and what period of your life does it cover, and take us a little bit into how it's going to cover the start of your life and how what the audience can expect to see from that first episode as it pertains to your life.
Well, I believe it's going to start when I'm about 15 years of age. They can't go back too much further. They might show a little bit of fucking early stuff. But say from 15, you know, I mean, from 15 I was running a team around the city of, a suburb of Epping in the old days as kids. And, I was part of a big gang, but of a night there'd be probably 8 of us that'd go out and were real crooks and go out and do our fucking thing. So we're only 15-year-old kids, but by the age of 15, mate, I was sneaking off on my own doing armed robberies, right? So
15.
I did my first armed robbery at 15. I'm not going to say what it was on, but I'll leave that for the series. It was a pretty big one and gave me more money than I'd ever seen up until that stage in my life, right? It probably covered about 15 break and enters that I probably did, you know what I mean? You know, where there was big money, guitars, equipment, fucking, things like that stolen. But I was never a bloke that ever wanted to be involved in breaking into houses and shit like that. I did as a kid, as a 10-year-old, 13-year-old. I always wanted to be something a little bit different. I can remember by the time I was 17, and I'd already hit filthy boys' homes over assault, and I was raped. I was raped by fucking screws that were ex-professional wrestlers, and they held me down. They put me in a cell. Everyone else was in a dorm. I was put in a cell. And I knew from the first fucking day that I ever hit there that I was in a lot of fucking trouble. And what they used to do, they used to have 4 showers. So everyone would line up in 4s. They'd say, right, first 4 in, shower on. Shower would come on. They'd say, soap on. So you put on the soap, lather yourself. Soap off, rinse, step out, next 4 in. Soon as I was about to do that, he said, stay in there, you little black cunt. You're still dirty. And I went, ooh, I'm in a little bit of fucking trouble here. So at that stage in my life, I didn't know I was Aboriginal, or I didn't know. I just knew I had dark skin. I thought I had Spanish fucking heritage. I wasn't really fucking sure, to tell you the honest truth. But I felt like all my life I was a bit of a ring into the family. Didn't look like my father. It looked a little bit more like my mother. But anyway, so that happened. That took place over fucking 6 or 7 days. Now, as I say, they were actual professional wrestlers. They used to escort all the boys from Albion Street to Gosford Boys' Home. I was pinched on assault, and they fucking held me down, mate. I fought like my fucking life could fight, and I could fucking aim up. I could punch like a fucking mule. But they fucking got me. And they got me and got me. And I remember coming out of the fucking place, and the first thing I did when I fucking got released a few weeks later on probation from Albion Street by the magistrate, I went home to the suburb of Epping where I lived, and I kept going back. I stole a car every fucking second night or third night, and I'd go down and I'd wait for the shift to change in the boys' home so I could wait for this fucking dog and his mate, who I didn't really know because I never ever seen him. But I found out years later they used to bring in pedophiles and they were getting money out of it. Right? So all I know is the main bloke. Right? I can still smell his coat. Right? To this fucking day. The fucking skunk, I waited for him across the road, corner of Albion Street and fucking whatever street it was, going up the fucking laneway to an old nightclub that called Minnie's. That wasn't there then, but it was years later. I waited on that corner for him to change shift so I could just run out and stab him to fucking death. But the week that it happened, there was a big argument outside the cell. So another officer had sprung him in there with me, and fucking there was a big argument. And I always remember the argument. And they never came near me a fucking again. So I don't know if they got the arse, and got sacked out of the fucking place. So, but I could never ever see the dog coming out of the place. If I would have stabbed him to death at fucking 16. Right? That changed my life. I went from a bloke who'd punch you in the fucking head, you know, like fucking fist fight you, to a bloke who just wanted to kill every fucking homosexual fucking poof going around the place. But the penny dropped one day, and I just said to myself, this is long before I was 18, and I thought, I'm fucking bashing blokes that are fucking homosexuals. They're not pedophiles. You know what I mean? Like, they're going down the fucking dunnies at Baronia Park at Epping, and they're not fat, they're fucking puffed. You know, they're wanting to meet other fucking blokes. They're not petties. So I sort of, the penny dropped and I jerried. But I thought, you know, it was the same as when I was in prison. If there was ever a fucking pedophile that come in, got him reach, he was in fucking trouble. You know, he got stabbed, he got fucking bashed, he got fucking weights thrown on his head, whatever happened. I'm not nodding my head that I did those things. I'm just saying those things fucking occurred. Right? So I changed from this fucking kid that was a fucking thief, robber, to a kid that would rather fucking cut your fucking head off than fucking fist fight you. And some people might say, oh, well, you fucking cheated. Or, well, mate, look, most of the time I fucking bash the shit out of fucking people. You know what I mean? And as I say, I was pretty fucking brutal. I was a brutal kid from that stage on. Before that I wasn't. I'd just fucking fight you. But it turned me into a different fucking human. So that went into a different scale. So my mates would even know. They'd go out, we'd get into a big fucking all-in brawl as we did in those days. We'd go, Dundas would fight Epping would fight Ermington, we'd fight fucking Town Hall Sharpies, and we were all Sharpies. But I'd always air condition someone.
What does air condition mean?
Air condition mean I'd stab them. You know what I mean?
Put a hole.
Yeah, I'd put holes in them all over their fucking body. You know, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck if I killed them, fuck them. I didn't give a fuck. My mates used to think, fuck me dead, like he's fucking changed, this fucking kid. But I never ever told anyone. I didn't tell anyone until I was 65 years of age.
Can I ask, because like, it's our third podcast now, believe it or not. And
Yeah.
I could still do that. I could still do these every day between you and me.
Yeah.
But I know that you've only come out about this recently, and I also know that because you suffered institutional abuse, but you also were exposed to a lot of domestic violence.
Oh, horrible violence, yeah.
Which of those two do you think like turned you more into a demon? If you had to pick the two, which one unlocked a worse part of you?
The one in Albion Street, mate.
More than the domestic
changed
violence?
me life, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I was, I would always stick up for my mother. She had one leg. I've been doing that since I was 7. I used to put on football sprigs if my father was pissed and stand on his fucking head. Because they used to have steel sprigs in them days. Today they're rubber, right? Big rugby union boots, you know what I mean? I'd fucking try anything. He'd kick the shit out of me. I was fist fighting him from 13 years of age in my house at North Epping. Up on the front lawn, the neighbours used to stick their heads into it all the time. I didn't give a fuck. Then I ended up after boys' home. He hurt my mother really bad one night, and after that incident happened to me in the boys' home, I bagged him in the bed, and I pulled him out of the bed. I stabbed him with a fucking barbecue fork through his chest, through his fucking face, through his gut. He went to hospital. He never gave me up. So,
Your old man.
Never give me up. Police came to the house, talked to me mother. My mother just fucking didn't say anything. No one said nothing. They didn't even give a fuck in them days when the husband was bashing the fucking wife. They'd just say, keep the fucking noise down. The neighbours are complaining. You know what I mean? So that's how it fucking was in them days. And, the brutalisation of fucking my mother was fucking horrific. But that made me angry and fucking pissed off at the world and a fucking chip on my shoulder. But the incident in the boys' home fucking changed me. And even though it did, I never really... I've always had a very strong fucking mind sense where I changed. I just didn't fucking think about it. I might have taken it out on someone and I didn't realise I was really doing that over what I was fucking thinking. See, most of the blokes I met in prison systems and later on in life, and Russell Manser, who's dead now, blokes like
you met
that.
Russell in prison?
Yeah. Well, they were institutionalised, and they did a million years in prison for, 28 years or something ridiculous, But they weren't, that they robbed because they were heroin addicts. They did things like that. They got really hurt. They got hurt in the boys' home, and they lashed out by getting on the heroin. Other blokes became alcoholics. I didn't become any of those because I was always of strong of mind that I never wanted to get on the gear. I never wanted to be someone who relied on the piss, even though I wasn't a real good drunk, and no one fucking is that I know of, But most of the time, I try and be as happy as fuck, unless someone pushes that wick and then bang the wick shorter, of course, But so from that age up until prison time, I was doing jobs that, older men would come and grab me and take me to jobs. I'm talking about a bloke, I'll call him Melbourne Frank. He's dead now, he'd be long dead. He was probably 55. I was probably 16, 17. He knew that I drunk down at the Epping Hotel. He confronted me and asked me to do a few things for him because he knew I had a reputation of I could do things. So, at this stage I was running prostitutes, out of a van out of the back of the pub.
This is in the book.
Yeah, I was doing all those things. We stood over tow truck drivers. We fucking bombed their trucks. We caused fucking havoc between them. I was sort of ahead of me time in what I fucking did. Anyway, this bloke gets me and pulls me aside and he said, "Will you do a couple of fucking burnouts for me on a couple of factories? These people owe big money," and fucking boom. So I bombed these fucking places. I fucking burn them out. I fucking blew them to the shit house.
How old were you?
16, 17. And so he liked that. So then one day he came to me, he said, "I want to take you on a go. Are you interested?" He said, "We're going to steal something. I'm not going to tell you until we're there." And he said, "But I want to take you because you got plenty of go in you." Right? And he said, "And we need some workers." So I've nominated you with these Melbourne blokes. They're all Melbourne blokes, not Sydney blokes, bar him who was living in Sydney, but they called him Melbourne Frank. He lived around the Epping suburb where I came from. He was an old scallywag, done a bit of time. So I don't even know where I'm fucking going this fucking night.
So we're talking about, so you're 15 years old, you're doing...
about
you're
17.
So you're doing an assortment of crimes, you start getting in brawls, a few stabbings, a few bashings, you move into a bit of extortion, a bit of firebombing, a bit of back van hustling.
Everything.
Right, so Melbourne Frank approaches you and he asks you to do a job.
To do this job with him.
And the job was...
And the job was that we were going to stop. I didn't know that until we got to the turnout, right? So these blokes pulled over the trailer. I think they had the bloke on side. That's what I can work out. They got this bloke on side. They robbed the semi-trailer. In those days, I guess, it was probably worth $100,000 for a fucking semi-trailer load full.
What year was
right?
this?
Oh, mate, we're talking when I was 17, so, mate, we're talking 1967. When do I go to prison? 68.
So really, quarter million by today's standards.
Oh, yeah, fucking
of
easily.
Cigarettes?
Oh, fucking easily. Right, so, like cartons of them. Full truck. So they pull this bloke over, they get him, they tie the bloke up, they take him with us, they put another truck up to the trailer, they take the trailer, they leave the main truck there.
It was a proper heist.
Right, yeah, it was a proper heist. So they went to this property, I'm not going to say where it was, but it wasn't too far a fucking way from Sydney. They go to a fucking area. When we got there, I could see all these bulldozers and tractors and I went, fuck, what is this, a fucking vegetable farm or something? So next fucking minute, they get the truck, they unload it, I'm unloading it with these older men, blokes in their 30s, 40s, fucking hard cunts, right? And they're fucking looking at me like, fuck. Anyway, I work like a fucking navvy. I always remember that. I worked really hard. I did everything I had to fucking do. But what happened was that they got the bloke and they fucking shot him and put him in the fucking truck and buried the truck.
They buried the
in
truck?
the hole. That's why the tractors were there. They drove the truck into the hole, right? And they buried the fucking bloke there. Now, I fucking shit myself, right? And I started, and they could see it. And they could see it in my face, you know what I mean? And I thought, I'm fucking gone. I've just helped fucking do this. I'm a fucking boy. You know, the bloke they fucking shot was probably 45.
One sec. Dave, can you tell them, and also tell the jazz band can't start till 8. Sorry, guys. Good.
And,
So,
you know,
well,
they
alright,
were
so
probably...
let's just get back to, so they buried the truck and the
They
bloke
buried the truck, filled it in with the tractor, with the bloke inside.
after they took the cigarettes
Right.
out.
Yeah. So they left. The truck went elsewhere, wherever it went, right? And I was in the car going back with 5 blokes, sitting in the middle of them, in the back seat of this old FC station wagon. I can always remember the car. It was brown and white. Always remember it. I got in there thinking, I'm fucking dead. Right? So as they're driving back, they pulled up, I won't say the area, they pulled up in a certain area and they changed cars. Right? They put me in the same position. Then the head bloke turned around, who was driving the car. The passenger bloke turned around and he said, "What did you see tonight?" And I fucking looked at him and I went, "I saw fuck all." He said, "Are you sure about that?" I said, "I saw fuck all." "Will you always maintain that?" "I'll always fucking maintain it." Right? And the only reason I'd even fucking say it today is that they're all fucking loaf of bread and me probably died 40 fucking years ago. Right? But it fucking, I went bang, that was the first fucking dead man, you know, I'd seen. And I thought, what a fucking dog act. Because as far as I knew, and I found out, the bloke was involved in it. Right? And they set up the fucking ploy, and yet they killed him.
Or the bloke who
They
was
buried
driving
him.
the truck.
No one's ever come across it. I know that there's been a few places found with big trucks in them and fucking bulldozers buried and fucking all that sort of shit over the years by some smarties that I knew like later on in life. But that was the first time I'd seen an execution. And by fuck, I shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it changed a lot of things that I thought about, and I think the main thing that it taught me was I would never fucking do that to someone involved. Right? That was a shit go. Right? A fucking dangerous fucking, I thought fucking really ridiculous. The more I look back on it in the day, I think it was a fucking shit go. I understand their reasoning, but anyway, one of them ended up getting a life sentence in Melbourne over a fucking shooting. As far as the other blokes went, I never even fucking knew their names bar my mate. I ended up going into business with him, selling machines that used to do engraving that he's seen in San Francisco. So people who wanted a name on their house, say, you know, they'd have it engraved in wood, and they'd do this fucking routing of it, you know, with this fucking machine. So he bought a few of these. He got into a rort trying to sell them around the area.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead now, so
nothing
can come back. So he sold a few around the Epping area to blokes, and they all got involved in it. And I even invested in it myself, and it went to the shit house.
So this is your mate that was involved in the tobacco job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Melbourne Frank.
Jesus Christ! And did my
he was about 6'4". He was a big old.
How did Melbourne Frank see his end?
He died naturally.
Okay.
Died naturally, in America, I believe.
Dead set.
But so I was. By the time I'd hit the big smoke, the fucking prison in '69, the first sentence I ever did, Parramatta Jail. I was 18. You know, I'd fucking seen everything there was to see. Been through everything you'd fucking have to fucking go through. So I was a different kid. You know, most of the kids that I was in there with at 18 were, you know, they were fucking scared. They were. I'm not saying that I was a big motherfucking tough fucking swine, but I didn't care, right? I had a different persona about me. And even though I never acted like a tough guy. I've never ever tried to do that. And anyone who's ever been in prison with you will tell me that. I never walked around trying to be a tough guy. But if someone went overboard or someone wanted to stab someone or carry on and bully blokes, I'd walk out into the yard and shot a knife down. And I'd have a knife and I'd say, pick the fucking thing up, tough guy, and see how you go.
I think your
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think your moral code.
Oh yeah,
even talking about that.
My moral compass changed.
Correct.
Big time from that.
Oh, that changed your moral
compass?
Oh,
fucking hope it did. Changed. I went, fuck, I would never fucking do that. You know, from that taking out that fucking bloke.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck
I feel like maybe change is not the right word.
Yeah.
Maybe it's solidified.
And he did the right fucking thing. He should have been paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not fucking knocked.
Okay, so Melbourne Frank, we've done that one.
Yep.
That's a good segue, because one of the biggest questions we get asked, and maybe there's no answers to this, but one of the biggest questions we were asked were, did you ever have any involvement with Chopper, any story, like any involvement whatsoever?
No.
Completely ducked it.
The only thing that, Chopper Reed ever
Shoot.
fucking did, I owned a club in Newcastle called the King's Theatre, and I got him and Rogerson to appear one night. I charged $50 a fucking head or something, filled up the fucking place. And I remember Chopper ringing up on the way there and he said, had my money ready when I said, listen, who you fucking talking to? You fucking imbecile. I said, you got to fill up the fucking place for a payer. You know, so anyway, he got up there and he did his fucking thing. And it was so fucking funny. He was full of fucking speed and you could tell it, you know. And Rogerson got up. He was fucking boring. He was always boring, Roger, because he'd never tell the fucking facts. So, anyway, after it, I walked out in the fucking little fucking room, took out some drinks. After they'd finished, everyone had fucking left. And I said, Chubba, how the fuck have you got a bloke called Uncle fucking Vinny as your fucking uncle? Like he was in the mafia. Like, you've got no Italian blood in you. You got that out of fucking Goodfellas. The whole fucking scene you just talked about. He said, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Right? And he was fucking, I said fucking good on you. Fucking 100%. But as far as a fucking bloke went, I thought he was quite fucking clever. He was clever. He was a fucking mental case, but he wasn't, mate. He would have lasted 5 seconds in Sydney being a fucking gangster. And he was a moron. He spent most of his fucking life in fucking, in Pentridge, and he was a bully in jail. He was a jail bully, and he spent time in H Division, virtually on protection from everyone else in the fucking prison system, because he was always fucking, so he got his little crew together and they were all fucking morons. They were just, mate, most of the prison in my day were full of fucking dead said fucking gooses. Like, 80% of the prison population are fucking gronks. They're fucking blokes you wouldn't fucking give the time of fucking day to. You know what I mean? There's a fucking few in there you meet and you go, fuck, he's a good fucking bloke. You know. And that might change when you fucking get outside and you fucking meet them. You know what I mean? But most of them are fucking spent their fucking lives in and out. And I don't mean that they're fucking gronks, they're fucking dubbos. They're blokes trying to do the fucking best they can, but they're not fucking good at it. Like, you know, everything I fucking did, I tried to be meticulous. Maybe I had good teachers early, and, you know, and it taught me fucking not what to do and what to do. And, I mean, I could do fucking robberies. I can look back. I was only telling someone downstairs here today. I said, I remember doing a fucking bust on these fucking blokes that had all these pot at Bondi. So we go in there about fucking 1:30 a.m. in the fucking morning. They're fucking all asleep. They're all fucking smashed off their dial. The music's still going. We unplug all the music. We fucking do every fucking thing. Take all the fucking equipment. Lift up the pillars. Their wallets are under the fucking thing. Open up the cupboards. Took all the fucking pot in bags. You know, I think we got 100 fucking pound or something. Bondi, right? And like £100 was, I think they were worth about 400 a pound in them days, right? So it wasn't a bad fucking nice fucking work.
How much is that worth in cash?
Well, about fucking 40 fucking grand or fucking...
In the 70s or...
Yeah, no, I'm talking in the fucking 70s, mate.
It's about 100, 200k
yeah,
today.
Yeah, early 70s, you know what I mean? I would have
cash.
just got out of the can, you know what I mean? So, but I remember this place especially, I said to me, mate, I'm fucking hungry. Now, we got a bloke out waiting for us down the fucking street. Everyone's just lifting up their head going, yeah, man. It was like, hey, Dave's not home. You know, the fucking cheeks and chong, you know what I mean? They were that fucking smashed off their fucking heads on this fucking pot, you know. Hey, Dave's not home, man.
You've never
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I used to listen to all that fucking silly shit, you know. But all them blokes would be on the gear, like, we never touch the fucking gear, you know. Anyway, next fucking minute... I said, I'm fucking hungry. Me mate said, yeah, so am I. Podgy Clark, his name was. He's dead now. Anyway, we walked out in the kitchen, opened up the fucking fridge, made ourselves some fucking sangers. There's me mate waiting out in the fucking street. It was a amateur champion boxer, right? He's waiting out in his fucking Monaro waiting for us to come. And when we fucking finally come out, like we've already taken out all the goods, put them in his fucking car, then we've gone back for breakfast. You know, and he went, where the fuck are you come back with nothing? Where you spoon? I said, we had fucking breakfast. You know, like, he go, you're fucking kidding you, blokes. But that's how casual we were. We were good at fucking shit, you know.
The 70s, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever getting up to escapades like at Tasmania or anywhere like that?
No,
too boring, too small for you.
Fucking
Okay, I've got another one.
Did something over there, you'd be fucking gone, but...
Yeah, why's that?
Oh, it's just a fucking apple isle, you know, it's fucking too small. You know what I mean? Like, spread your fucking wings.
Right, you mean too small to get away with
stuff?
Oh,
fucking, they'd see that you'd fly on in and this would happen. Oh, fuck that. You know what I mean? It'd be like going to do a hit there.
All right,
you know what I mean?
Okay, no, fair call. You know fair. All right, so that leads me into another one because fair call and very good point and a good nod to your criminal intelligence at the time.
Yeah.
All right, small pond in Tasmania. Let's go over to a bigger pond. Let's go over to Sydney, Australia. Probably one of the biggest ponds there is as far as this country goes.
Certainly was.
And one of the biggest questions we've got on the podcast, there's a few characters we've gone into. But I think you can talk a bit more about people who are no longer here because you can't incriminate anyone.
Well, they're all fucking dead.
Correct. And that's why your series is called The Last Man Standing.
That's right.
Now, obviously, Roger Rogerson's a bit of a hot topic.
Yeah.
Corrupt cop. What is the most...
Yeah, fucking overblown, exaggerated...
Well, you tell me...
Mate, because that's what the media do. Look, yes, of course he was corrupt. Yes, he was fucking gave Neddy Smith the fucking green light, my partner in crime. Yes, he fucking got paid out of certain blokes for fucking doing crimes. I see so many people get on things, especially when I was writing my book or doing things on TikTok. Oh, I used to sell drugs in my area and give us fucking bullshit. You know, they're made up fucking crap. Everyone wants to pretend they had something to do with him. Like, you know, they've made up so many stories about him. He killed this bloke. He fucking murdered this bloke. He killed Christopher Dale Flannery. He had fuck all to do with fucking Christopher Dale Flannery. Was he a good bloke? Look, as a copper, he was a fucking very clever fucking detective. Don't worry about fucking that. Did I like him? I've got to say, yeah, I fucking did. I liked him. I thought he was very charismatic. Him and Ned were very close. That's how I first met him, through Neddy Smith, my partner in crime. And I wasn't real keen on fucking detectives sort of being friendly with fucking all that sort of shit, because I'd come from a life where I'd knock the fucking things out. You know what I mean? I belted every fucking cop I fucking knew. So when Roger actually found out that I was running with Ned, he said he needs to be fucking pulled back a fucking bit if he wants to knock around with you, because he somersaults fucking coppers all the time, right? And, mate, I'd go into police stations and fucking abuse the fucking shit out of them. You know, pull fucking mates of mine out of there and hit them with the law, and, oh, they used to go, fuck, who is this fucking swine?
Somersault them.
Right? But somersault them, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
fucking horizontal.
Fucking
You know what I mean? I belted the shit out of them. You know, so, I mean, I've had them kick the shit out of me, 10 of them, and fucking flog me fucking severely, you know. But I've still fucking got up and fucking said me fucking piece, walked into court and covered in blood and blood clots and fucking, you know, I hated them. So when I was first with Ned, I used to go, why are you fucking sweet with him? And he said, oh, mate, look, he's given me some fucking help. We can do anything we fucking like. And I said, well, what are you giving him in return? He said, we just pay him. So I went...
Ned said this about Roger.
Yeah, so... Anyway, so I thought about it for a fucking while. Anyway, the first time I ever did a robbery, I know that Roger was told, and then Roger got in touch with 2 blokes from the armed robbery squad, and we knocked off the Port Botany container terminal, right? Which was supposed to have $750,000 there, but the week before they changed it to paychecks, and there was about 135 in cash. And the bloke he put us into it had died on the boat through the fumes, not turned off the fumes in the boat he bought with the money he was going to get from the robbery.
What?
With 2 blokes in Botany Bay. So when that happened, I remember doing the robbery. We were dressed as armour guards, right? Did the robbery, come away with it. And I said, well, there's not fucking 750 here. He let me down on the robbery a bit, Ned, and I fucking shot the money all over him. He left me posted virtually while I was doing the robbery.
Armour guards?
Yeah, we were dressed as armour guards.
Where'd you get the uniforms from?
We had them made.
Where'd you get them made from?
Well, you used to go into Coles and buy the colour and the outfit, right? But then we'd get that embroidered on the armour guard by a certain woman, right, who was very clever at it. So we'd go in and fucking boom. So they'd look through the peephole, see it was the armour guard had just left. Then we'd come back. They've already dropped off the payroll, right? So as they're going past us, we're coming down the street. There's only one big long road up Port Botany. And they fucking wave at us. And I said to Ned, them fucking silly pricks just waved at us.
So you made off with the loot and everything?
Right, yeah. So in we go. And I go up to the door, knock on the fucking door. They look through the peephole and they say, armoured guards, so they open up the locks, and then we go fucking boom. I go straight to the safe. Ned gets them tied up on the fucking ground. Next fucking minute, he takes off out of the fucking office. I'm in the safe. So I'm pulling out all the fucking money and the fucking pay packets and the fucking whatever's there, right in the cardboard boxes. And I fucking get outside. By the time I got outside, he's sitting in the fucking passenger side of the car, and we got this white panel van with a big armoured guard sticker on it. Yeah. Right? So I shot the fucking money all over him. I said, you fucking prick, you fucking bolted. He said, I chased these fucking blokes down to the head office, you know, where they're all having morning tea. I went, oh, yeah, fuck, I was fucking filthy, right? That was the first fucking mistake he ever made against me, right? And then, anyway, so we leave there, we count it, and I said, well, that's fucked. There's 165 there, 135, whatever it was, instead of fucking 785, right? So I said, that was a bad fucking call, but we knew the bloke had already died, so we took a punt on it and fucking got what we got. But they changed it over to paychecks. They started to pay, you know, checks to people instead of fucking cash, right? Except a lot of them that didn't want to play that way because they didn't want their wives to know, of course, right? So I do that one with him. So I thought, well, Roger played a part in fucking that. He got a fucking bone out of it. I didn't see him get paid. I gave it to Ned. I said, here's my 10%. You give that 10% to him. Fucking bang. So they got a fucking bone. The two blokes, and as we were changing cars, they drove past and just give us the thumbs up.
Really?
Right, that's how good it was. Right,
So
you're talking about, this is called the green light, what everyone calls the green light.
Right, so you pay him off and everything kind of stays.
Yeah, we just give 10% and away we fucking go.
What can you tell us about Roger Rogerson that you've not told before on this podcast that people would not know now that he's gone?
Well, I can tell you this, 100% truth. When Michael Drury was shot in the chest, who they accused Christopher Dale Flannery of shooting, Roger Rogerson had approached him on the behalf of a Melbourne criminal called Alan Williams. Alan Williams, now I know there's all this glorification all around this bullshit that Christopher Dale Flannery shot him. That's not true. Roger Rogerson didn't drive him out there in a police car, as Michael Drury says. These are all fucking fabricated fucking bullshit by the fucking media and all the shit they've been told, right? The fact was this. This was going to take place. After this, he was approached, Chris Flannery, by Alan Williams from Melbourne. He said, I'm pinched over they're trying to pinch me over this drug deal that Michael Drury was involved in over a few ounces. He didn't want to go back to jail. He only would have got 2 fucking years. In the end, he beat the charges. You wouldn't believe it, right? So he goes to Chris Flannery in Sydney. He said, any chance you can get him bribe that copper from Sydney, Michael Drury? So Flannery said, yeah, I'll go and see fucking Rogerson. So Flannery was running around with us at the time, right? Which I didn't fucking want. But he was there. So next fucking minute, we have a fucking meeting at the back of Christopher Dale Flannery's house. There's Neddy Smith, there's myself, and Chris and his wife. But I don't talk in front of fucking women. Never have. So she knew it. She walked inside. And I said, what the fuck are you going to go and shoot? Because that's what they decided. They said, well, he won't take the bribe, right?
This is a cop.
Yeah. Rogerson offered him $35,000. The deal was 50. He was trying to pocket fucking 15, right? So he said, just pull up on the charge. He said, I can't pull up on it. He said, it's gone too fucking far. and the Commissioner of Police is watching the fucking case, right? He said, all right, you don't want to pay, eh? So next one, he goes to Chris and he tells him, so they come up with an idea, let's fucking put him down.
Who came up with this idea?
Roger and fucking Christopher Dale Flannery.
To shoot a cop.
So, yeah. So I go to the meeting at the back of Flannery's house in the back of fucking Tempe. It's called something else, Bangala or something, but it's Tempe, right opposite the railway line. So I go to his place, we're in the backyard, and I said, so now, because he wouldn't accept the bribe, you're going to go and fucking shoot him. He said, that's right. And I said, are you fucking serious? I said, 10 fucking years, this is 1980 fucking 5, right? I said, for 10 years, Ned, you and me have fucking built up a fucking gang here, earning fucking millions, hundreds of millions, right? If this fucking happens, Roger's on side. I don't give a fuck who's on side. Roger's not the fucking Commissioner of Police. This'll bring the house of cards down, mate. This'll fucking fuck everything we've ever done, right? So I said, what are you going to do? Because he always took a back fucking seat when it come to shooting. Ned Smith, that's another fucking story. We'll get into it. But they're bullshit reputations, mate, that he shot this bloke, he killed this fucking bullshit he did. He did life over blokes he didn't even shoot. I was in the gang, mate. If you don't know the fucking truth, you don't live on the inside, mate. I live on the inside.
Right.
Right, so I knew the fucking truth. So I said to him that day, you can count me fucking out. That's the fucking most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So that put a nail in my own coffin. Right? A month fucking later, we had a meeting at Tony Eustace's bar, who Christopher Dale Flannery ended up killing for George Freeman. So we go down to this fucking bar, and Chris Flannery's wife, while we're talking, is sitting at the table, and I said, listen, Kathy, why don't you go down and get a couple of drinks or something, because...
I love how much you hated her, by the way.
Yeah, no. And I said, well, I didn't talk in front of women. And he said, no, she's sweet. I said, no, I don't want to talk in front of her. So I said, anyway, this is all I want to say to you. Now, not only have you talking about shooting a cop, now you want to kill George Freeman, you want to kill fucking Lenny McPherson, you want to kill Stan the Man, you want to fucking kill them all. Mate, there's blokes in that fucking team that are 60 blow your fucking brains out. And I said, they do things, what they've got is fucking gone. They're hanging on by the strings. So Stan left the gang and went to Europe to earn money, right?
With the mafia?
Because, with everyone, with all the fucking heavies in fucking all the way through Europe doing the fucking pills, importing hash, fucking, right?
So we'll come back to that because that's something I want to cover. Yeah. But circling back to the meeting, so they propose they want to kill a cop to make a case go away.
So
you walk away from the meeting.
I blow up and I just said, what the fuck would you do that for? So I already had a nail in the coffin from fucking that. And then I had a nail in the coffin that fucking night at fucking Double Bay in Tony Eustace's bar because I said, Kathy Flannery walked over to me. I walked away from the fucking meeting after I'd already said to him, what the fuck have they got that you want to take over? What they've got is out of fucking fashion, mate. They were the SPs that ran the fucking brothels. Brothels are legal. Fucking gambling's fucking legal. Fucking, right? Everything they've got is fucking gone. Their old hat. And he said, no, but we need to fucking still. I said, take over what? There's fucking nothing to take over. I said, so leave me fucking out. So I walked away. I sat on my own. Kathy Flannery walked over to me. And she said, can I just ask you something, Abba? They're still having a conversation over here, right?
So this is, just to be clear, this is Ned, Roger,
Ned,
Chris,
right? All the gang.
Who was
the whole gang.
The other bloke?
The whole gang.
The one that wanted to have it done initially. What was his name?
Alan Williams. He wasn't there.
The Melbourne guy.
He was from Melbourne. No. He was never there.
But who was the one who wanted to order the hit on Drury?
Alan Williams.
Right.
Alan
Are you
Williams.
saying that he's the one that actually did it?
No.
Okay.
No, Laurie Prendergast shot him.
Really? Not Christopher?
Laurie,
but it's
Christopher
been
Dale
reported that
Flannery
Chris
never shot him.
Dead
Laurie
set.
Prendergast shot him.
So-
That's why Laurie Prendergast is fucking dead.
Okay, now we're gonna get into this.
Laurie Prendergast shot him.
Talk me through what happened.
Christopher Dale Flannery was here at a fucking certain club, right? Roger Rogerson was somewhere else to cover their ass, right? They weren't driving around police cars and driving Flannery out there. Flannery, fucking Laurie Prendergast, they used to work together as a team. They fucking killed him. They tried to kill me over it because when Drury didn't die, they fucking teamed up. And Rogerson, if you ever buy a tape, there's a tape called, a DVD called Roger Rogerson, part 1 and 2, right? You get that and you'll hear Roger Rogerson say on that, I sent Detective Anderson around to Christopher Dale Flannery's house to sort out the gang wars. So what that meant was he sent him around to see his informant, right?
Yeah.
To find out who killed who, how they could sort it out and get some points on the board because no one had been charged, right? And who shot Michael Drury.
So it's been reported, there's been series made saying that Chris snuck up on the window, bang.
No.
But you're saying it wasn't him.
I'm telling you 100%, mate. I lived on the inside, mate.
How did this
I know the truth.
How did this lorry bloke do it?
Laurie just fucking went over there. He knew where he fucking was.
What do you mean he just walks up the house and bang?
He just waited there for him.
But what?
You know what the fucking police even stated? The police even stated that underneath the window, while Chris was waiting, allegedly, for fucking him to walk over to the window with his baby in his arm, right, that he wrote his initials in the fucking brick wall of Chatswood.
Who wrote his initials? Who did it?
Chris Flannery.
Right.
That's what the police fucking allege he did.
Right.
So they put his initials there as if he was claiming fame for it.
Right.
He never fucking did it, mate.
So can you talk me through the story of how this lorry bloke got commissioned to do it and how he ended up
because
doing
they work with each other. They work with each other. They knew that that Williams was associated with Flannery, right? They knew that Flannery had already approached Roger over a bribe, so they distanced themselves. So Laurie Prendergast shot him.
Really?
Right?
No
fucking
one knows
simple
this.
as that. No one knows that.
Some good source for this
Right.
podcast, Graham.
And then he went fucking missing. Because he went fucking missing. So did Cracken Christopher Dale Flannery. Right? They all went fucking missing. Rogerson had nothing to do with it. Nettie Smith had nothing to do with it. Nettie Smith said in tape recorded fucking interviews that he sat opposite the Cornet fucking building in town, opposite near the police fucking centre, and saw him walk out when the car wouldn't start, hop into a detective's car. Roger Rogerson was driving. They shot him dead on the way. Listen, did you see the way Rogerson killed the fucking Chinese kid?
Oh yeah, sloppy.
Well, how sloppy was that?
Yeah.
What, he got rid of Flannery perfectly, did he?
This is a good point.
Like fucking seriously.
Well said.
Mate, so he didn't get him.
But someone did.
Of course they did. Because it fucking had to fucking go down. Right? And it had to go down because so these fucking clowns decided when Rogerson sent them to Flannery's house, Ned turned up. There's even a photograph that shows Ned's girlfriend's car there in the driveway. It was the same day they were monitoring his house. She's in the driveway. She's outside the room. She hears it. I'm not going to say her name. She hears the conversation. They said, we're going to set Abbo up. Christine said, Kathy Flannery, said, we need to set Abbo up for it.
This is at Chris's house. She
Yeah,
said this
for
about
the
you.
shooting of Michael Drury plus the gangland murders. You understand?
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying I was involved in any of the gangland fucking hits or, right? But
They want to put the whole thing on you.
I may have been, right? Right? And allegedly I have been. So they say, right? No one's ever been able to prove it, but...
All right.
So, next fucking minute, that fucking occurs. So they say, so Ned comes and meets me at the sports bar at the Belmont 16-footers up in Newcastle. And he said, I want to meet you. And I said, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Ned said this to you?
Yeah. I said, I'm not doing anything with you. This is 1986, right? Probably February, right? He disappears 9th of May, Flannery, right? He disappears.
What year?
Prendergast goes in August.
Year was being...
86.
Right. So
right?
Chris disappears...
So this is 85.
Right. So Chris disappears May 86?
Yeah.
And Laurie disappears...
Yeah. Or it might have been 85.
Okay.
So it was a few months prior. So they have a fucking meeting. They discuss, okay, let's fucking set Abbo up for it. Abbo's been charged before for shoot to avoid apprehension by the police. He's got a fucking violent record. They reckon I shot a copper at fucking Glebe one night, which is bullshit. So I'm a good fucking point for it, okay? So Ned comes to see me at the Belmont 16-footers and he says, listen, I know I want to have a meet with you. I said, I don't want to fucking talk to you. And he said, no, I want to have a fucking yak to you. You've always been right. You told me not to knock around with him. You fuck. Right? And he said, I need to have a talk to you. It's important. So I said, okay. So I go down. Now, I'm a pretty aware bloke. I'm pretty fucking spot on all my life. I've been
You got the gift.
fucking so blessed, right? So
for people that don't know, you've had this ability to predict things
incredible awareness,
your
mate.
entire life.
You know, like
Just
psychic.
for the audience that might
Psychic.
not know. Well, I know about this, but I want them to know that. Like,
I'm always in the right place at the right time. I see
and
things that happen.
You always
And
manage.
psychics call me a seer. I always see them before they happen, even if it's a dream or whatever. Right?
Just so the audience knows
Right.
this gift, because it's imperative to the story.
At this stage, I didn't fucking see anything that I can recall. So I end up fucking meeting him. And it was the day that Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
Right? That was the exact date. So we get down to the Belmont 16-footers. I said, well, what's the fight? And then we'll have a discussion. So we watched the fight with a couple other people that were just squareheads. Meaning people never been in trouble with the fucking law. And then we walk away and we sit down. I said, what do you want to see me about? He said, mate, you're always right. You told me not to get involved with him. He's been a prick. That fucking Flannery's fucking caused all this fucking drama. He said, I know where they are. They just tried to kill George a couple of days ago and now they're in hiding. And I went, oh, did they? He said, yeah. I said, oh, I read something about that at Alexandra or something. He said, yeah. He said, so I said, what's the point? He said, I want you and me to finish them fucking off.
Ned said this to you.
Yeah. And I went, all I'm thinking of is, yes. Right? Because they've already tried to get me. Right? They've been trying to get me. They tried to get me in Ned's fucking unit one day. Ned's girlfriend's unit. And I walked in. And before I walked there, I heard a gunshot go off in my head. I was sitting in my father-in-law's place and it went bang, like as loud as someone put a gun beside my head. Next minute, the phone rang. And I went, what the fuck was that? Next minute, the phone rang. And it was Ned. And he said, you're coming in. He said, you got to get paid. I said, why don't you tell every cunt? Right? So I said, yeah, I'll come in. I hung up and then I went, no, that meant something. Bang. So I went across the road to a bloke's house and I used to have my guns there. So I went, got my guns, fucking took a 45, fucking 9mm down me fucking back. and I went to the fucking unit. Well, instead of walking up the fucking front of it, I went up the arse end of it. They show this on Gangs of Oz, I think. And I came up the stairs, and as I was walking through this fucking car park underneath the building in Pitt Street, Redfern, it was pitch black, but I could sort of look at the cars and I went, that's one of the blokes' cars in the gang, and it was a ute, had a tarp over it. And I thought to myself, I might be going out in that. You know, that was the first thought come to my head.
As you were going to the meeting with Ned.
So I walked up the stairs, got the front door, knocked on the door. His girlfriend opened the doors and went, you know, with her eyes.
Whose girlfriend?
Right, that's Ned's. Right? Best thing she ever did, but I already knew. I had that gut feeling. So I walked in. Here's Kathy Flannery sitting on the end of the lounge. Here's Chris Flannery sitting on the end of the next to her with his hand behind a pillow. Here's Ned and two other blokes from my gang there. Ned went, oh, we've got to go somewhere. He ran out of there like his tail between his legs, and the other two followed him. So it leaves Ned's girlfriend, who owned the unit, and Flannery. And she left too, Kathy Flannery. So I walked up as if I didn't know fuck all.
So you're in the room
right?
with a hitman.
Yeah. So, you know, and he killed fucking plenty. So I walk up there, but I'll always go into the fucking lines there, mate. I don't give a fuck, right? That's the way I always have been. So I walked up there, I kept as calm as I could, and she's still going, right? And I said, can you make a cup of coffee, Dale? Go fucking just boil that there and I'll fucking get a cup of coffee. I was thinking of getting the boiling hot water and shotting it over him, but he would have seen me walking down with it, right? So in them days they had the old square mirrors that they used to stick on walls and make them a feature wall.
Yeah.
So that was there. So I could see everything he was doing. So he's just sitting there with his hand under the pillow.
Chris.
His hand beside the pillow, right? Cushion, you know. So then she said, I've got to go, right? Like that, with her eyes. And I went, oh, okay, see you later. So I walked in and I said, where'd that big prick go? Meaning Ned, right? And he said, oh, fuck do I know. Well, he pulled his hands away from the, right? Speaking.
Yeah.
You know, oh, fuck do I know, mate. Whoosh, I fucking jumped on him. Fucking bang out there, bang. I got the pillar and I shoved it and the gun went straight off the fucking, right? Had the silencer on. So I grabbed the fucking thing and I swapped them, right? Because it had the silencer on. I said, you fucking dog, you fucking, what happened? And he said, I don't know how about that fucking dude. Next minute, the fucking door opens. Well, I think it's them coming back in. So I've got him there. I've got that gun there. I've got the one with the silencer that's here. I turn around like that and it's a woman coming in who was Michelle's girlfriend. And she'd come in to fucking, right, just open up the fucking door.
Right.
So next minute she went, fuck me, right?
So you got this bloke with a gun
Yeah.
down there.
So I went, I couldn't fucking whack him because then I would have had to have whacked her. I don't kill fucking women.
Good man.
Right? So I went, you live to fight another day, cunt. Walked straight out of the fucking room. Didn't go down the fucking bottom, walked around the fucking other way because they would have shit themselves any fucking way. Right? And I fucking went. The next night I walked straight into the fucking, it was called Bad Habits Bar. It was in between Elizabeth Street and Pitt Street. I walked straight into there and they were there. And I walked straight in and I said, how you going? Well, their fucking jaws near fucking dropped that I was that brazen, right? And I said, what happened yesterday, boys? No fucking luck, eh? And I said, fuck you, and fuck you, right? And I walked straight out the place. Well, I waited outside in a doorway. Ned's car was parked in Pitt Street, George Street.
Yeah.
So I walked out, no, it might have been Elizabeth Street, sorry. Walked out and he was parked across there. So I stayed in the shoe shop window. I waited for him to walk out. Walked out with the young barmaid trying to fucking root her, right? And she said, you're old enough to be me father, Ned. That's what I remember her saying. Yeah. This is 2:30 in the morning. I'm in the corner like that. I'm waiting for her to go. I don't want her to fucking see, right? Because I'm ready to just fucking blow his fucking head off there. Anyway, I fucking miss him because they're fucking around, right? So next minute, he drives off while she's there and I couldn't do it, right? And she knew me.
So
right?
these blokes basically both lived because you didn't want to shoot someone in front of a girl.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Jesus Christ, that.
You know, I mean, they're going to fucking give you up an heartbeat.
But you got a guardian angel to get
Oh,
through
fucking
some of this
100%
shit.
I have.
Here's what we're gonna do. You need a little top up. I'm gonna have a quick
Yeah.
piss or 30-second intermission.
Yeah, mate.
That's yours. Oh, bro, look at that. You got a fresh beer. All right, this is good, Abbo. We're getting some good content. Dave, come and take a quick piss.
Sounds good. Yeah, I stopped it while you're in the bar.
Okay.
So where'd we finish off at?
So we were talking about how you survived the assassination
Yeah.
attempt where they tried to get you whacked by Christopher Flannery.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. So that meeting happened in the Belmont thingy-bob, in the 16-footers club, and Ned convinced me that, you know, he'd been wrong all the time, that I told him all the way, you should never be involved with these fucking blokes because they're fucking tape cutters, right? And they've caused us havoc. They've shot a fucking copper. They've fucked everything, right? And it's put pressure on from the fucking commissioner down, right? So the help from fucking police was a bit fucking ordinary in them days, right? Because they started getting under pressure. So someone had to fucking fall. So the meeting took place, and when the meeting took place, the girlfriend of Ned overheard him say, and she wasn't allowed in the room, but she was outside. And Kathy Flannery said, let's get Abbo.
Yes.
Set
correct.
Abbo up for the fucking thing.
Yep.
So Ned comes to see me, puts this into play. I don't know this then,
Yeah.
right? So,
But this is the one you survived where Chris pulls out the...
no, there's the first one happens in the fucking place.
Second one
in,
coming
in, in the Elizabeth, fucking in Pitt Street in Redfern, right? Up in the unit. So I think, oh, well, what's fucking going on there? And then then they try and kill fucking Freeman in Alexandria one day, and George got through the fucking break and just drove straight fucking through them, and they shit themselves.
It was Chris trying to
That
kill
was
Freeman.
their plan, trying to fucking take them out of play as well, right? So, next fucking minute, Ned comes to see me. They know they need someone to fall because otherwise the pressure's fucking coming down. Someone's got to go down for it. Chris don't want to go down for it. Prendergast don't want to go down for it. Roger don't want to go down for it. So, they fucking meet. They have a fucking meeting, right? No doubt.
Yeah.
I wasn't present, so I'm guessing, right? So then he comes and fronts me at the Belmont 16-footers club, and he said, you were right, mate. You know, I should have listened to you all the time. We need to fucking square up on this dog and blah, blah, blah. And I said, and because I was so fucking desperate to take this dog out of play, because I already,
Ned?
right? No, Flannery,
Right.
right? I want to take him out of play, right? And he's fucking made fucking Prendergast, right? And another bloke from the gang, right, who I knew was involved. But I'm thinking to myself, this is me thinking, and you're going too, you big fucking dog.
To Ned.
To Ned. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I said, so all right, I'll play the game because you're going with him. Right, that was my whole fucking plan. And so I said, what's the plan? He said, well, look, they're in hiding over George Freeman. And he said, so they haven't got any money, they've got no guns. He said, we'll take them some money and some guns. We'll know exactly where they are. I know where they're going to be. They're going to tell me in a couple of days. We'll go there and we'll sort that out. Meet me on fucking Friday, right in Sydney, and Saturday we'll go and confront them.
So just to be clear, Ned's trying to conspire with you to whack Chris and Laura.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
This is a new one.
He wants to go fucking, let's get the old team back together,
Right.
right?
Right.
You know, you were right. You were right all along because I kept saying to him, don't fucking allow them blokes in the team.
But he's now trying to get you to go whack him,
Yeah,
basically.
of course.
Right. Okay.
Right, so I fell into it. I fucking couldn't believe it. So we get there. So he said, on the Friday meeting, we go to a place and one bloke don't turn up. And he said, anyway, I know where they are. I just got to call before. I know where they're hiding out there at Rose Bay. I said, all right. And he said, what we've got to do is meet them on Saturday. He said, what we'll do, we'll give them a gun and we'll give them some money, and then we'll just tag them to make sure that that's where they're going, right? And I said, right, to the property at Rose Bay where they're supposedly renting or fucking hiding out. He said, yeah. So on the Saturday, I'm meeting at the Lord Wolseley Hotel in Bulwarra Road, Ultimo, right? So I get there, fucking pull up, he walks out and he said, here's the fucking gun, passes me the gun in a bag. Right, it's in a bag.
Who gave you the gun?
Ned did. And I said, yeah, well, hop in, where's the money? And he said, fuck him, don't pay him nothing. And he said, anyway, I said, well, hop in. And he said, no, he said, look, I've got to wait. He said, Roger just called me. And he said, he wants me to fucking see him. Something's come up. He said, do you mind dropping off the gun and that, and then just tagging them? Like, you know, follow them where they're going to go. And I went, well, why aren't you coming? He said, because I've got to wait for Roger. So, well, fuck Roger.
Right.
Right? I said, fuck him. Anyway, so next fucking minute, in he comes. So he stays there. I said, all right, I'll drive off on my own. So I drove off on me fucking own. So as I'm going through the back of fucking Jones Street and everything in Ultimo, I get out onto the main expressway now that leads into the city, and I see this panel van pull out behind me. And it was like one of them Sandman ones, yellow Ford Falcon with the fucking double doors at the back, had curtains on it, like a dead set surfy's wagon. And I thought, are they coppers or... So they started to tag me. So I go up to the museum in Sydney, you know, where the cathedral, St Mary's Cathedral, yeah. Down the side street there, down the New Zealand pub,
Macquarie
turn
Street.
into William Street,
yeah,
and start heading up across. It's Saturday afternoon, right? Just around lunchtime, a bit after lunch. As I get to the first set of lights, the car pulls up here beside me. I went, I know that fucking Ed. So I put down the fucking window of my Jag. I had a Jag with a V8 motor and a 350 Chev motor.
That's not bad, mate.
And I looked over and I said, what are you looking at, you fucking dog? Because I knew if he was a crim, he'd burr up. If he was a cop, he'd give me the bird or ignore me, right? So he just ignored me. And I went, and I'm driving away when the lights go green, and I'm thinking, is that a copper or a fucking, I know that fucking Ed. Well, it was Laurie Prendergast. Right, so he's driving the car, Flannery's in the back, another bloke from my fucking team, right?
Can I do a quick recap for the audience? So
yeah.
Ned's basically giving you a gun and some cash.
Yeah.
He said, go get Chris and Laurie.
And the gun is the gun that shot Michael Drury.
Right. Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. So Ned gives you a tainted weapon.
Yeah.
And he says, Abbo, go fucking whack Chris and old mate.
Yeah, follow them.
Follow them. So you go follow them.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to you, they're following you.
Yeah.
So you're now on the receiving end of two fucking hitmen.
So I go to the King Arthur's Court in the Cross. I pull up there. I'm supposed to meet someone from the gang. No one turns up. There's a big bay window there. So I go over the bay window because I see the fucking panel van go up the street, get to the Coke sign, turn right, and then right again where the old fire station was, and then pull in on the left-hand side. So I go, next minute I see a detective's car, pull in beside him, and they're fucking upping the fucking people in the panel van. And I went, oh, this isn't fucking good. I've been set up.
Right.
I fucking Jerry, right? And I went, well, it's no good me leaving here and going up through the Cross, down through fucking Rushcutters Bay and fucking out, because I'll never know what's happening. So, being me, I go into the lines then. So I went, fucking bang, put that gun there, pulled the other gun out of the bag, put that fucking there. That one's got nothing in it.
Yeah. The
right?
tainted one?
Yeah. The tainted one's got nothing in it. I jerried that. But anyway, had them both between my legs like that. I've got my own gun. So as I'm fucking driving, I go up to the Coca-Cola sign, turn right again at the fire station. As I come down, the Jack's car goes out in front, the panel van comes out behind. So I'm thinking, are they cops? So they follow me. I get down the New Zealand pub. I go bang up Macquarie Street up to St Mary's, around to St James Station.
Yep.
Where fucking the big store is, David Jones.
Yep.
Turn right into Market Street, right? Come down to Elizabeth Street, the lights are stopped.
I love that you can
Now,
remember this.
Saturday afternoon, I know the fucking exact, I can see it here right now, right? Here's the green detective's car over here with the wheels turned out, ready to block me. No one else in Sydney because all the shops shut in those days at midday. They're not open like they are today, right? So I go through the lights and I see the back doors of the fucking panel van open up.
Oh, what street?
Right, in Market Street.
Right.
Right?
This is the middle of the city.
Yeah. So I cross Elizabeth Street, right? Next one's Pitt, then George, right? So I go whoosh, up. There's a bloke on the fucking telecom thing with a cage around him, right? On the fucking thing in the hole in the ground. You know them telecom things, how they work on the, you know, they've got a pole.
Yeah. Yep,
Right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I mount there, nearly fucking kill him. Drive over the fucking, reverse back over the top of him. Get back into Elizabeth Street and the fucking buses are going, it's all one way. Well, I'm facing the fucking other way. Well, I'm actually facing the way they're all going. So I get out, the copper takes off and shits himself, right? The panel van opens up and two blokes get out with the bellows on.
That was Chris and Laurie.
Yeah, but I didn't know then, right?
Right.
I don't know who it is, right? So I'm out, I got the fucking gun, and next minute they go, fuck, they just shit themselves because buses are coming past me. I'm in a one-way street. So I did a U-E and I went up the one-way street, ended up down the rocks, right? So I went to the Lord Nelson Hotel to gather me fucking head. I walked in there and I said, someone either just tried to kidnap me. They can't be cops. There was cops involved, but they ain't cops.
Right.
Right? Because they would have kept chasing me. They would have fucking give chase. They didn't give chase. So I went, fuck it. So I went, I'm going back to the fucking pub. So I got the fucking gun. I got the gun that Ned had given me. I wiped the fucking thing right down. Right? I whacked it in a fucking rag. Right? That I got out of the boot of me fucking Jag.
Yeah.
When I walked around the corner, Ned's fucking jaw nearly fucking fell off like this fucking far down off his face. And I said, someone either just tried to kidnap me or fucking kill me, one or the other, and you're involved, you cunt. Right? He didn't say a fucking word. Right? I said, here's your fucking gun. We're fucking finished, cunt. So I walked off. What I did, I went down the road, down Jones Street, left me car, hopped up, walked around into Bulwara Road, hopped over a couple of tenement houses, fences, and I sat there. I waited for a fucking hour and a bit. Up pulls Rogerson, up pulls Chris Flannery, up pulls Laurie Prendergast, up pulls another bloke from the gang. And the copper in the green car.
Yeah.
Who was Detective Anderson, who's died of cancer.
So basically all the people that tried to have you killed.
Yeah.
Right.
They miss me. Right?
Well said.
They miss me. So another plan had to go into action.
Can I say something as well? You're basically the only one left.
So the plan was that Flannery had to go. Right? So that's why everyone goes, well, Roger probably killed him. No, he didn't. George had already worked out that he was trying to knock him. So I was already friends with Stan. I made a little meeting with Stan. We had a little bit of a meet.
Yep.
That's all I'll say, and none of them are here now. So that's all I can say.
No, I feel you. But so just to recap a little bit, so Chris Flannery's disappearance is still unsolved.
Yeah, always will be.
There you go. Cheers to that.
Always will be.
But if I'm to pick up what you're putting down a little bit without getting into the story.
I mean, even the inquiries into his death. But I was called in from prisons. I went to 2, I believe, and I think they had 3 inquiries into his death, and the only reason they had 3 inquiries because they kept on thinking Rogerson was involved.
Really?
Rogerson was involved, but Rogerson had nothing to do with his death.
So
you understand?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Way in the world.
So just to be clear,
But he'd like to claim he did.
of course, Rogerson strikes me as a bit of a chopper-y type. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Oh,
type bloke.
100%. He loved the reputation.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But as I said to him one day, I went to Brisbane. Well, people said to me, but I've seen you in his company since then. And I said, yeah, that's right. I said, listen, I understand fucking business,
Yes, you do.
right? As well as fucking that. And I said, I did a talk one night in Brisbane with him. And we had a little bit of a falling out that night.
With you and Roger?
I had a go at him. Yeah, I had a go at him over a few things.
Yep.
So, on the way back in the plane from Brisbane, and we were the only 2 blokes searched, mind you, coming back to Brisbane, from Brisbane to Sydney.
But you and Roger?
Yeah, me and Roger.
I can't imagine
Both
why.
Anyway, so when we got on the plane, I said, well, now that we've had a little bit of a fucking outburst last night, we had a fucking bit of an argument over something. He was boring the crowd,
Yeah.
right? I had a fucking go at him over it. I said, tell him some fucking facts, you fucking idiot. You're not going to jail over it. They might think you're lying, right? So, anyway, he said, oh, he put me on show. And I said, well, listen, while I put you on show, let me put you on show about this. I said, when Drury fucking went missing, right, when he got shot, and he didn't die,
Right.
I became the scapegoat, and you were involved with Anderson, fucking Pendergast, fucking Flannery, and fucking Ned, the fucking lot of yous. And he went, oh, you're fucking paranoid. I said, no, mate. You know what paranoia is, mate? That's fucking fear. I'm not fucking scared. I'm not a fucking paranoid cunt making up fucking stories. I'm fucking aware up here. I know. I've already seen it in my fucking own head, mate. I've been doing this all my life, Rog. And you and me, from this day when I get off in this fucking plane, are finished.
Right.
And that was the truth.
So you concluded your relationship with him after that
Fucking
flight.
100% I did.
I feel like it's probably...
I paid him. I know. Look, if he would know not to ever ask me anything.
Yeah.
As a detective, I would have fucking knocked him out.
I feel...
If he asked Ned things, that was his problem.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because bro, you and me have just blasted a fucking hour and a half. That felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're clearly going to have to do another one before or just after Christmas.
Yep. All right.
Keen?
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
But correct me if I'm wrong. True to your series and true to your book and true to what's being written right now,
Yeah.
everyone we've talked about, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
all gone.
You're the only one left.
Yep.
So when we say last man standing, we really fucking mean you are the last man standing.
I am.
There's nobody left.
I am.
They're all fucking gone.
Yeah, they're all gone.
So
All those blokes from them errors. You know what I mean?
that's why I'm very passionate about what's in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And in the same way you have this vision.
Well, it'll be the best series you've ever fucking seen.
I
Trust
fucking
me.
can't wait for it.
It'll
All right.
be the best.
So wrapping it up, I'm gonna plug a few things for you.
Yep.
So we got Underworld clothing. We'll put
Yep.
a link in the
Underworld
bio.
clothing. I've got them on there.
Best merch you've ever seen. He's been wearing it the whole time.
That's
Top end. I've been quite jealous this whole
Yeah.
podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
And the series have they
Great
named?
stuff.
Have they named 100%? Have they named the series yet?
I believe they're going to call the Treacherous Life.
Not Last Man Standing.
No, Treacherous Life.
Treacherous
I believe.
Life. And the
Because
book.
there's been so many last man standings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like yours is more authentic. If
Yeah, I know there is, but I've
Okay.
had blokes of mine, mates of mine, Jimmy Shepherd,
Yep.
who was one of the Mr. Rager gang. He called his last man standing, and I don't want to be fucking associated
No,
with
fair
that,
enough.
You know
All
what
right.
I mean?
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, the book is no longer for sale. Anyone who wants to learn about it
That'll
has to watch
come
the
out
series.
then.
Okay.
It'll
So,
come out again then,
Okay.
when the series is
but
done.
for now, no one can watch the book until the series comes out.
That's it.
So these motherfuckers have to watch our
100%.
podcast.
100%.
All right. Last but not least, I'm so excited for the series.
Yep. So am I.
I'm as always. This is more just fun for me at this stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So I try to wrap it up on a positive note, and I did this last time, but I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Advice for any young kids that think it's cool to go out and fucking do robberies and get into crime. What's your advice for these
Give
people?
it a fucking break, mate.
Yeah.
I even say to my young grandsons, mate, please don't follow in my footsteps. Don't use me as a stepping stone or think it's a good life. I said, mate, you blokes aren't cut out for it. You know what I mean? I see blokes who are in it today and fucking on the ice and on the fucking gear, and I just say, oh, what the fuck, mate? You just can't fucking operate that way. You're a dud. And, mate, cut out the drugs. Who's a crook today? I mean, they don't know how to rob fucking things. They don't know how to fucking...
Too much
There's
technology.
no one digging tunnels and fucking knocking off vaults or fucking...
You know what's
You
funny?
know what I mean?
I did.
It's all gone, mate.
Well, it's funny you say that. I did a podcast in New York
There's
with
skills. You have to have a skill.
I did a pod with Biggie Smalls, head of security.
Yeah.
And just like you, remember you're talking about being followed?
Yeah.
He said if you're being followed, he's got one rule. He goes, run 3 lights and make 3 rights. Meaning, if at that point they're still there, you're being followed.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, today, they can ping you from a satellite.
Oh, fucking all over.
Back in your day,
Put the fucking, what do you call them now? The fucking use them like that.
Drones.
The drones.
Yeah,
They put them
that's
over
what
your
I'm
head.
saying.
I just had a mate of mine knocked off with the drones.
There you go.
You know what I mean? He
Wait, what
wasn't
do you
supposed to be. Well, he was supposed to be not meeting this bloke while he was on bail, and they put the drone over the top of his fucking house and pinched him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and pulled his fucking bail.
So Jane Deal, Biggie Smalls
Yeah,
manager,
yeah,
said
mate.
the same thing to me.
I mean,
it's
they're
not
fucking-
fucking worth it.
No.
We can make more money just
It's a
doing this, talking,
diff-
having podcasts.
You know, but listen, the only way you survive in anything is to shut the fuck up, right? Don't carry fucking phones. Don't talk in your car. Don't talk in your fucking home. And don't tell your fucking wife.
You've probably told people too much about you. Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Abbo Henry, it's an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure,
We'll do it
mate.
soon.
Pleasure.
That was great. That was 10 out of 10. I don't even know what to say. I felt we've just done a movie. You feel good?
Yeah, that was a good
Ah,
one.
mate, let's go have a fucking beer.